Did you know an octopus has 3 hearts? Yes, that's right. Welcome to the bizarre world of facts. We're diving headfirst into a universe brimming with oddities, curiosities, and downright bizarre truths. From the animal kingdom's quirkiest inhabitants to the peculiarities of our own human bodies, from cosmic wonders to microscopic marvels, we're covering it all. Prepare for a whirlwind tour of the weird and wonderful. Strap in, folks. Get ready to have your mind blown by the weird and wonderful world around us. Starting our countdown, we have a thieving parrot at number 10. You might be thinking, a parrot, how bizarre. And you'd be right, this isn't just any parrot, it's a key parrot from New Zealand. Now this isn't your average feathered friend. The key parrot is known for its intelligence and curiosity. But one particular key parrot took its inquisitiveness to a whole new level. This mischievous bird developed a rather unusual hobby: stealing passports. Yes, you heard that right, passports. Tourists visiting New Zealand often found themselves on a wild bird chase, trying to retrieve their stolen passports. This crafty bird would swoop down, snatch the passports right out of the tourists' hands, and then fly off, leaving the bewildered tourists in its wake. It's not every day you come across a bird with such a peculiar taste for international documents. Perhaps it was just a bird with a thirst for travel. That's one talented bird. Moving on to number 9, we have the never-ending painting. Now this isn't your typical work of art that you might find hanging in a museum or gallery. This is the longest painting by Zdzisław Beksinski, a piece that, believe it or not, is still not completed. Beksinski was known for his surrealistic, nightmarish visions, and this painting is no exception. The reason it's still not completed is not due to the artist's procrastination or lack of inspiration. No, this painting is designed to be never-ending. A constantly evolving canvas that changes and grows with time. It's a manifestation of the artist's belief that art is a living, breathing entity, not confined by the boundaries of a frame or the limitations of time. It's a testament to the power of creativity and the boundless nature of human imagination. Imagine painting a masterpiece that never ends. Quite a concept, isn't it? Now, let's move on to our next weird fact. At number 8, we delve into the world of physics. Now imagine this, you're in your car, foot heavy on the gas pedal, and instead of speeding forward, you're soaring upwards. You're not in any ordinary vehicle, you're in a space car. Now how long do you think it would take to reach space? A day? A week? Try just about an hour. Yes, you heard that right. If you could drive a car upwards at 60 miles per hour, you would reach space in approximately an hour. That's less time than it takes to watch a football game or cook a Thanksgiving turkey. It's a wild thought, isn't it? But that's the mind-blowing reality of speed and distance. So next time you're stuck in traffic, just imagine. If your car could go straight up, you'd be floating among the stars in no time. Space travel, anyone? Number 7 takes us to the grocery store. Now let's chat about bananas. Yes, the yellow, peelable fruit that's a breakfast staple and lunchbox favorite. Here's a fact that might make you look at them a little differently. Bananas are radioactive. You heard that right. They contain a slightly radioactive isotope, potassium-40. But don't panic just yet. The radioactivity of bananas is so low that it's harmless. You'd have to eat millions of bananas at once for it to have any significant effect on your health. This unique feature of bananas even inspired a unit of radiation exposure called the banana equivalent dose. It's a playful term scientists use to explain radiation exposure. For instance, living within 50 miles of a nuclear power plant for a year gives you the same dose of radiation as eating one banana. So next time you enjoy a banana, remember, it's a little bit radioactive. Who knew your daily fruit could be so exciting? Number 6 is a fact about a number. Welcome to the peculiar world of triskaidekaphobia, a term coined in the early 20th century. This fancy moniker represents an irrational fear of the number 13. Yes, you heard it right, some people are terrified of a number. This fear is so deeply ingrained in some cultures it has influenced architectural and design choices. Have you ever been in a large building and noticed there's no 13th floor? Or perhaps you've stayed in a hotel and found there's no room number 13? Well, that's triskaidekaphobia in action. Builders and architects often skip the 13th floor to avoid potential buyers or tenants who might be put off by this unlucky number. It's a fascinating example of how human superstitions can shape our built environment. So, the next time you're in an elevator, take a look at the floor numbers. You might just spot triskaidekaphobia hiding in plain sight. Talk about an unlucky number. Lucky. For our 5th fact, we're heading to the South Pole. Here, amid the frosty winds and icy plains, resides a resident whose fashion sense is as stark as the landscape itself. It's none other than the Adelie penguin. a creature that scoffs at the notion of color. A true minimalist at heart, the Adelie penguin sports a completely black and white ensemble. With a jet black backside and a pristine white belly, it's as if these birds have taken a page out of an old-school Hollywood film. But their monochromatic style is more than just a fashion statement. It's a matter of survival. The black back helps them absorb heat from the sun, while the white belly acts as camouflage against predators lurking beneath the icy waters. So next time you spot an Adelie penguin, remember, it's not just about looking good, it's about living to see another day. That's one stylish penguin. Fact number 4 brings us closer to home. Let's talk about the human body, a marvel of biological engineering and a power plant in its own right. Did you know that our bodies are constantly at work, producing heat as a byproduct of all the energy we burn? It's true. In fact, it's estimated that within just 30 minutes, the average human body generates enough heat to boil a half-gallon of water. That's right, your body could theoretically heat up your next cup of tea. This fascinating fact highlights the immense energy our bodies produce and use every single day, even when we're just sitting around doing nothing. This heat production is a result of our metabolism, the chemical reactions in our cells that keep us alive. The food we eat is converted into energy, which is then used to power everything from our thoughts to our movements. And in the process, heat is generated. Who needs a stove when you have a human body? Our third fact is quite chewy. Let's take a trip back in time, shall we? Imagine over 9,000 years ago, an individual was chomping on a piece of gum. Not the kind of gum we're used to today, mind you. This was birch bark tar. Birch bark tar, you ask? Yes. It was a kind of gum made from the bark of a birch tree, a natural substance that's been used for thousands of years. The world's oldest piece of chewing gum was discovered in Finland and is estimated to be over 9,000 years old. It's an incredible finding showing us that the human habit of chewing gum isn't a recent one. It's been with us for millennia. The ancient gum even had tooth impressions in it, giving us a glimpse into the dental history of our ancestors. So next time you pop a piece of gum into your mouth, remember, you're partaking in a tradition that's been around for over 9,000 years. Talk about long-lasting flavor. Our second fact takes us under the sea. In the vast oceans of our planet, there exists a creature of remarkable abilities, a jellyfish that defies the very laws of nature. Meet the Turritopsis dohrnii, more commonly known as the immortal jellyfish. This diminutive organism, barely the size of a pencil tip, possesses a trait that is the stuff of human fantasy: immortality. Unlike other creatures, the immortal jellyfish doesn't succumb to the ravages of time. Instead, when faced with sickness or old age, it reverts to its polyp state, essentially transforming back into its youthful self. It's like a butterfly turning back into a caterpillar, or a frog morphing back into a tadpole. This cycle can continue indefinitely, granting the Turritopsis dohrnii an eternal lease on life. Its only vulnerability lies in disease or being eaten by other creatures. In the endless cycle of life and death, the immortal jellyfish stands alone, a testament to nature's incredible adaptability. Who knew immortality was a jellyfish away? And finally, our most bizarre fact. Have you ever wondered what the loudest sound ever recorded was? Well, brace yourselves. It wasn't a rock concert, a thunderstorm, or even a nuclear explosion. It was in fact the eruption of the Krakatoa volcano in Indonesia back in 1883. This volcanic eruption was so powerful that it ruptured the eardrums of sailors over 40 miles away and was heard clearly by people over 3,000 miles away. That's roughly the distance from New York to Los Angeles. The sound pressure from the eruption was recorded at over 300 decibels. To put that in perspective, a jet engine at takeoff is about 150 decibels. Imagine a sound twice as loud as that. Scientists say that the shock waves from the eruption traveled around the world 7 times. Now that's a sound you wouldn't want to hear. So there you have it, a countdown of some of the weirdest facts in the world. From a thieving parrot to an immortal jellyfish, the world is full of surprises. We've journeyed through the fear of the number 13, explored the radioactivity of bananas, and even chewed on the world's oldest piece of gum. It's a wondrous, bizarre world we live in, isn't it? Thank you for joining us on this bizarre journey. Until next time, keep seeking the strange and unusual.